Congratulations.
Thank you.
You got your required score for your nursing registrations, that is 65,
Yeah.
and you got 290s, speaking and reading. And you told that you missed your one right from dictations. And perhaps
Yeah.
if you didn't miss, then you might get all 79 plus, because one right from dictations will give you at least 8 to 10, and your listening is 72 and writing 76. That means definitely you can get 79. Could you please tell me that why you missed that right from dictation? There isn't a specific reason behind this?
No, actually, I was giving more time to multiple choice question. I heard it and then I was reading every sentence by every sentence and was trying to find out what's the right answer. So it took a lot of time for me and I couldn't
Yes. So
manage the
you
time.
invested more time on that questions that doesn't give you that mark, and you actually sacrificed one right from dictation. That is not wise. We had a discussion earlier
So
as
I
well.
made a wrong choice.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's all right because you just
I thought I could be able to finish it in time, but
okay, no worries, mate. So yes, it was a wrong decisions to invest more time in your MCQs instead of right from dictation. So could you please tell me that Suparna, that you got your required score 65 plus? Definitely, it's a very good score. You got 90s in two modules, speaking and reading, listening and writing. You got above 72 and 76. Now, share your experience that how was the journey with us, the way you started your PT coaching with us, the way you started learning, because this is the first time for your PT academic
yeah.
coaching, and say something about your experience for the last couple of days, that is last 4 weeks maybe, how
Yeah.
everything went through and how you actually practice, what was your overall understanding, what was your overall experience, just whatever coming in your mind, just say.
You can tell that at first I was really struggling in speaking because I was giving a lot of pauses. Then you told me the right way. So I just tried practice like after I came from work, I just sat in front of my laptop and tried practicing. So basically I tried practicing like you told me. And the way you are pressuring me is really a good thing because you were always telling me, do mock test Suparna, do this, do that. So it's really very helpful for me. So actually I followed your advice.
Okay, thank you very much that you followed your advice and you got your score, because you're just looking for 65, that is IELTS equivalent to 7. You got that already. Though I
And
was expect.
I made another mistake that was a spelling, like chimpanzee. There was
Okay.
a spoken test which was regarding chimpanzee, and I didn't know its spelling, so I just
Yeah, you
write
made that mistakes.
D.
That yeah, I
Yeah.
got it part. So you lost 1 mark in listening, 1 mark in writing because of that mistakes in summary spoken text. Now, Suparna, the day one I sat with you, I can recall that you, along with your husband,
Yes.
were sitting together with me on a free sessions, like at the very beginning, before making
Yes.
decisions that
Yes.
this is the right place or not. So from that day till now, could you please tell me that the way you actually followed, the way you actually practiced, that any students who are targeting 65 or 79, if they can follow, they can get their score like 4 weeks or eight
Of
weeks.
course.
What is your thinking?
Of course. If they try hard like me, it's possible within 1 month, I think. But if they don't give that importance, then it will take time. But if actually they actually listen to you, like as you advised me, if they actually listen to you, it's really possible.
Okay.
But if they don't give importance, then it's their fault.
Yeah, that's you are trying to say that whenever they are looking for the PT preparation, they have to give the utmost
Yeah.
importance to PT preparation, so that if they're doing
PT
jobs or
preparation,
other
and
activities.
of course, they should follow your advice. Like as you told me that Suporna, the way you speak, you should be more fluent, and you should maintain the flow. So I just try to follow your advice, and that way I keep practicing and practicing. So it was okay for me, but really at the last time I made a police decision and the blame is on me.
That's all right. That's all right. Because it happened. It happened. I told you, because the last full length mock test you gave and I gave you the feedback, I told you that you are ready for the exam. Can you remember?
Yeah,
I told
yeah,
him that you are ready for the exam,
yeah.
because I can understand that how a person is preparing and practicing. Based on that, I can easily understand how much he or she can get. Now, surprisingly, many people are struggling to get 79 in reading, but you got 19 reading, you got 19 speaking. Now, when we started PT coachings, I told you that it's very important to focus in speaking so that you can get some extra scores in your reading as well as listening. And I told you that the way you are doing read aloud, you will not be getting that much score if you are not following that pattern. How you actually followed all these things and how you thought that, okay, the way my trainer told me, the way Hafiz told me, I can easily understand and I can follow that one. Could you please share some of your experience about this?
Actually, first I had actually at the beginning I was very nervous, so I was just stuttering. Like I was giving a lot of pauses, and when you told me, so I was just trying to be more confident when I was speaking. So at first I tried to calm myself. That is the way I can perform it. So I try to calm myself, and at the beginning, first I read the whole sentence and try to chunk it. Then I just follow it, giving a natural pause. And of course, after I finished one read aloud, I send it to you, and you are giving me feedback. That really helped me a lot because I could understand what is the fault I'm making. So it was really helpful for me.
Okay, that means whenever you practiced, you send all these practice items so that I can give you the feedback. So are you
Yes.
happy the way I gave you feedback and the way you
Of
understood
course,
every time you
I'm
understood?
very happy. I'm very happy.
Okay, because you know that feedback is very important because without getting feedback, someone actually going blindly, it will not help them to get prepared the best. Because if you don't know what are the mistakes you're making, it is very hard to understand that where you have to improve and how you can improve. Fantastic. Now, Suparna, that whenever you are taking coaching, because in that age, like whenever we have completed our graduations, now we are settled in Australia and we are looking for something else, it is very important that whenever you are trying to learn something new, it depends on trust. That means, yes, something I'm
Yes,
going to learn from a person, I must trust that person or that I must trust that institutions. How
of
you
course.
think like that this person I can actually trust or these institutions I can trust. And
Actually, my husband told me that you should go to PIT because that's the place I went and they are really good. They give you pressure, they'll prepare you for the best result. So actually, the credit goes to my husband because he suggested it to me.
okay, that's great. That's
I'm
great.
new. I'm new in Australia, so I don't know anything actually. But my husband told me that you should go to that center.
And
And
you are
of
happy.
course, after you, yeah, I'm very happy. And after you told me the way I should do, and I just followed it. I just followed it blindly.
Okay. And you think that if you didn't make that mistakes of don't write one right from dictation, if you don't skip, definitely you should have got 79 in all four modules. But honestly speaking, that I was expecting that you should get 79, though you don't need 79, you need 65 only. But it's something a happiness comes whenever you are getting the best score in a
I
particular test.
know.
So, what do
I
you
know.
think that when you miss that one, what is your thinking that, oh, perhaps I could answer that one, I get the best score?
Actually, I knew the whole sentence. I listened to it, but as soon as I started writing the time out, and I was so disappointed. In fact, still now, I'm regretting it. Why did I give that much time to that unimportant question?
Okay. Now, could you please share that your advice to those who are sitting for the exam about your own experience, that what they should do in listening?
They should practice. In PT, the foremost thing to do is to practice. Try to practice whenever they can. If they can practice a lot, then they will get their confidence, and confidence is a must for PT. Because whenever I am speaking, I have to be confident. Otherwise, it's very tough.
Yes. Now, my
And
next question is, yeah.
of course, we should follow your advice because you know how to do well, and so we must follow your advice.
Okay.
And whenever you are telling me, like you were telling me that you should do this much thing, like you should do mock test, and of course I have to do the mock test. I couldn't undo it. I have to do the mock test according to you, and I have to send it to you so that you can give me feedback, and that's really important.
Okay. Now, my next question is for you, not for you because already you cracked it, because some of the students, they think that, oh, this era is the online era and I can search the PD informations, I can go through the YouTubes, I can go through some
No,
free things. Now, before starting their PT coaching, they start searching all the things are happening in the world. What is your opinion about getting PTE score? It is better that you should select a person or institution so that
Of
you can
course, a
get all these
person,
things.
because I don't actually, if you are doing any online, like some apps, there are some apps, but in that app, you are not getting feedback. Like, they will not tell you what's the wrong thing you are doing. They'll just give you the result, but they will not tell you what to do. They'll not tell you how many exercises do you have to perform, or what to do if you are making any mistakes. So I think it will be best to get an instructor. Otherwise, it will be a bit tough.
Okay. Now, one thing is
And
very important that is
one
called
more thing is that you are giving me some tricks. You are giving me some tricks. They will not find it
okay.
in any apps.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Because we are running this center for the last 10 years. I am providing PT tuitions for the last 10 years. So I know that what are the common mistakes students might make. So that's the reason before starting their coaching, I always make them alert that, oh, don't do it. Just focus on this area. Because I told you that the way you are doing read aloud, you will not get the best score in the reading. But if you change, definitely you can get the best score. And you got 90 in reading and speaking 90 as well. Because most of the people are not getting better score in the reading, but you already got the best score in the reading sections. Now, Suparna, my next question is something about that preparation that many people think that, oh, I know the basic, I know what is read aloud, and I know what is describe image, I am following a template, but they don't practice. Do you think that knowing the
Without practice, it's
formula,
not possible.
what is
Without
your
practice,
opinion?
it's not possible. If you don't practice, that you can't be fluent actually. You have to practice. Otherwise, you will think, yes, you can tell it like now I'm talking, like now I'm speaking, but I have to think it first. So, as we are not native speakers, English is not our mother tongue. English is our second language. So the problem is, if we know the template, we have to think about the sentence in our mind, and that takes time. So it's not possible without practice.
That's great. That's good. That means when we are not the native speaker, that is, we are always try to translate. We are thinking it
Yeah,
in
we
our
always
own
try to
languages.
translate.
Then we are trying to translate. It takes time. That is thinking and speaking. It takes more time, and you are not that much
Yeah.
fluent. It is a part of the speaking. Now, could you please tell me something about if you don't practice like essays, summaries? What can be the problems that some people say? I memorized a template. Do you think that template is everything for your writing?
Typing, you'll be slower. You'll get slow.
So you
Even
have to
if you
focus
know,
more on
you'll
typing.
get slow. Yeah,
What is your opinion about proofreading? Because I told you multiple times that focus more on
yeah,
proofreading. That
I
at this,
know. Sometimes we make mistakes but we can't realize. So when we are doing proofreading, then it will be easier for us to understand what's the point I'm making wrong, or what's the mistake I'm making. We can find the error. But so
yes,
proofreading is
now I
really
can
important.
understand that you took it seriously because you told me that you made one spelling mistakes in summarized spoken text, that is simpanji. That is, you
Yeah,
know that
because I
because
didn't know it's a spelling actually. I just
it's a difficult
put,
spelling.
there will be Z, there
Yeah,
will be Z, I put G.
yeah. So
That's the
if it is a
problem.
matter of S or Z, that is something it problem will be solved because of the American British English. But if it is Z and Z, it's a spelling mistake. So definitely you are losing a
The
score over
spelling
there.
mistake, I know. I
Yeah.
didn't know it's spelling.
Okay,
So
that's all right. That's all right.
I
It is
just,
it may happen because already you got your score. Now, next question is that when we are in Australia, we have our own job. That is, we have our job, full-time jobs. We have to take care of the families. That means we have limited time. But could you please tell me from your own experience, because I know that you're working full-time. So how
yeah.
you actually manage all this thing? Because that will be helpful for others who are working
Yeah, I come
full-time.
back from my work at 9 o'clock. I mean 9 p.m. Then I just take a break like 10. After 10 p.m., I used to sit before laptop and keep practicing. Like I didn't do much, like 1 hour,
But it was a
sometimes two
quality
hours
practicing. Am I right?
constantly.
It was a quality
Yeah,
practicing.
quality practicing and continuous. I was doing practice continuously.
Okay. Now, when you submitted your scores on our group and to get the feedback, when I gave you the feedback, did you realize that, okay, what are the mistakes you made and how you can improve?
Yeah, yeah. I made it. I realized it. It was really helpful for me.
Okay. Now,
That's when I thought to sit for PT exam, because you gave me feedback. So I was a little okay. Okay, now I can sit for it.
Oh, okay. That means the last feedback I gave you that, okay, now you can sit for the exam. That means it motivated you
Yes,
that you should sit for the exam. That's great. That's
yes,
great. Because I believe that the way you have given the mock test, that is 3 or 4 times, and every time you are very much consistent. Consistent doesn't mean the score. Consistent means the performance was very much consistent. So I thought that, okay, now you can see because you are targeting 65. So why I should make you delay? If you are targeting 79, I might ask you that, okay, take another 1 and 2 weeks more, then you can sit for the exam. But definitely you are prepared in such a way that you can sit for the exam. Now, Suparna, one problem people face that uh, sometimes students don't take it seriously about following the time management. That means like the way you did, that is in the
I
listening
know.
and reading. Could you please tell me something about that? If you don't practice, you cannot manage time properly because all of a sudden in the exam hall, it is very hard to manage time. So how
Yeah.
you actually practice at home, that whenever you have done mock test, when you practice, how you actually manage the time, that is the time management skills that you actually did last couple of days. Would you like to share something about to other people?
Yeah, of course. Like when I'm doing summary, first I give 2 minutes to read the full passage and try to understand what should I write, what should be the main point. So I don't take more than 2 minutes because then I can't finish my writing, and I try to finish my writing within 8 minutes so that I have my 2 minutes left to proofreading.
Okay, that's
That's how
great.
I did. And for essay, I just try first. I just think for 1 minute what to write and what not to write. I mean, about the usefulness and harmful effect of this. So I just think about 1 minute, and then I start writing and try to finish it within 15 or 16 minutes.
Okay, that's
Then
great.
I have 4 minutes to proofread.
Oh, that's great. And about your reading practices, that is, you know that all the questions you have to answer within 29 to 30 minutes. So how you actually manage when you do the fill in the blanks actually? Because I saw that your performance in the fill in the blanks was good, pretty bit better. So could you please tell me something that how you manage that? What was your way of thinking that how you actually completed all the questions in the reading, even listening at the time of
Actually,
practice?
at first, I try to identify the grammar. So grammatical form, I try to identify the grammatical form. And if the grammatical form, there are most of the time the grammatical form, only one form should be correct. So I don't really have to read it, just the correct form. But if sometimes they give same type of grammatical forms, like same type of parts of speech, but sometimes different meaning, then I have to think that what's the meaning could be. So I just have to read the first sentence and the second sentence and try to match it.
Okay,
And
that's
if
great.
sometimes I can't match it, then I try to read the whole passage. Then it takes a little bit time, but otherwise I didn't actually at first I didn't read the whole passage. At first I just try to find out the grammatical error.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's great. So
So it
I'm
save
really
a lot
happy
of
the way
time.
you actually made yourself prepared. My next question is, when you started PT coaching with us, I have given you all the brief at the very beginning. Then I asked you can watch the recorded version of the basic and fundamentals of the
Yes,
classes, and then you can go for the practices, and then you can take the one-on consultation. So I told you
yes.
that first you have to learn, and for learning you have to cover the video lectures first, and then you can bring more questions. Could you please tell me that how was the experience for the first 1 and 2 weeks, the way you learned the basic and fundamentals from the recorded sessions, then you practiced, and then you came back with your questions? Tell me something about that.
Actually, at first I didn't have any idea. Then I just you told me what to do and what not to do, and I just watched the video recordings. Then I just get a basic idea of what to do. So I started practicing, and after 1 week, you give me your feedback that Supone, you're making this thing wrong. You shouldn't do this, or you shouldn't do that. So then I just try to fix it. I just follow your advice and try to fix it. And that helped a lot.
Okay, that's great. That's great. Now, Suparna, if in future, if someone is looking for PT preparation coaching, would you like to advise them to come to
Of
us and
course,
take
of
PT coaching?
course, of course. I love really suggest them.
Oh, could
Of
you please tell me
course.
why you suggest them? The reason it's all about your experience is something that you think that, okay, this is the right place because the way.
No, 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 no. I don't think so because every individual has different necessities. Like some of them are weak in, I think, speaking, some of them are weak in reading, but you are providing the right path. Actually, the way you were giving me advice, that helped me a lot. And I think you are giving advice actually individually. So when you are doing one-on-one session, you are finding their weakness and trying to advise them. So basically, it's not just like me, my experience, it's about all of our experience, all of the students who are taking PT. If they come to you, like, you are not doing Zoom meeting like with a lot of students, you are doing Zoom meeting individually. So you can find out what's the individual's problem, what is the thing they are making wrong, and you can guide them. So basically, it's a good thing.
Okay,
I
that's great.
think the
That's
good
great.
thing is the best thing.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm
I
very
am really
because
happy with you.
yeah, thank you very much. Because I know that I believe that anyone who followed and who is following, they must get their score. You are the testimony because you followed. Because I have seen many people are very less consistent, but you are very consistent because every day, every week, you have done at least one and two mock tests so that you
Yes.
can see that what are the areas you are making mistakes and what are the areas you have to improve. But that's fantastic because I believe that hard work is paid because the way you actually working hard, definitely you have got the score in such a way. Yes, I must be super happy if you get 79. You should be, but at the end of the day, whatever you score got, that's enough for you to apply for your nursing. Now, I always ask these questions to my students that if you want to actually give a score out of 10, what will be your score that you want to share?
10 out of 10. Of course, 10 out of 10.
Okay. Suparna, that I always ask another questions to students that sharing one sentence about your experience. You can take up to 10 seconds time. So what you have to do, you have to consider it as your repeat sentence. You have to make one sentence about your experience. It's your honest opinion, honest experience in one sentences.
I was making wrong in speaking a lot. And so I'm just thankful to you because in speaking, you helped me a lot to improve my way of speaking because you can tell that I didn't know how to perform it. So I think if you want to get your perfect score, then you should definitely choose.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, this is a nice session with you. I believe that this will help others to get motivation, to be motivated for their exam because you know that PTE is not that much difficult test if you practice and if you follow the guidelines. Now, this is the end of these sessions. Thank you very much, Suparna. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.